Alright, so hey there, welcome back y'all. So as the title says, tonight's video here is going to be focused on the sharpening and maintaining of a fleshing knife, right? So I get tons and tons of questions regarding, proper maintenance, proper sharpening, this, that, and the other with fleshing knives. Now, admittedly, I did the really cringy, crusty video like 7 years ago on this. So I've had a good minute to kind of read through the comments over the course of a number of years and kind of figure out, what people's problems are, what their questions are, different things like that. So anyway, we're going to jump right into this video here. So first things first, understand this with the fleshing knives. Not all fleshing knives are created equal, right? Now I don't mean that in the sense of performance. I mean that almost 100% by the fact that the steel in a fleshing knife is what makes it or breaks it, basically, right? So here is now obviously I own a ton of different fleshing knives, right? So I've been able to experience the differences that I'm going to talk to you about. So this is a Necker. This is a Necker knife. This is a Necker 600. This is probably one of the more popular fleshing knives out there. I used it for a good number of years, right? Now this is what I would consider kind of the middle of the road as far as quality. It's definitely better than these cheesy little, mild steel fleshing knives, but it is not near the quality once you jump into something similar to like this Steinmeier or this Post fleshing knife, right? Now you can see they look all the same, right? And they work the same way. The biggest thing is the steel in them, right? And the steel hardness. And that's where, a lot of people, struggle, I find, is understanding the difference in that hardness of the steel. Obviously, the harder the steel, it's going to hold an edge longer, right? So, I get a ton of questions, says my fleshing knife is not sharp. Now, first things first, guys, let me put this out there. I probably handle and flesh more fur than the good majority of the people watching this video, right? I'm not trying to say that to brag, I'm just trying to give the perspective. And I only sharpen my fleshing knife one time a season. That's it, right? If you're a person who's needing to sharpen their fleshing knife, once a week, right? You've got other issues rather than, your fleshing knife going dull. Either you're hitting something on a beam or, what I find honestly is a lot of it is technique, right? A lot of times I feel people blame their performance of fleshing on the knife, where it's not really the knife's fault more so as it is your technique, right? And it's just something you got to learn, right? I've got tons of videos on fleshing different critters, but there's something to be said about just going out there and doing it, right? You'll get a rhythm. I've said this 100 times before. There's guys out there that can flesh great with a machete and a lawnmower blade, and there's guys that can do it great with a $100 fleshing knife, right? A lot of it's in technique. But where these high dollar knives shine, or kind of upper end knives shine, is the fact that they've got hard steel in them, right? So take, for instance, this Post knife. This Post knife has very, very hard steel in it, and this is a knife that I only sharpen once a season. That's all I need to do with it. You got to figure, you're not really dulling a knife, so to speak. It's not, you're not hitting bone or, bouncing it off of wood or different things like that, for the most part, right? But just look at the difference. I mean, in a cheap knife versus this, a cheap run-of-the-mill knife versus the Post knife. They look the same, but I can tell you right now they don't act the same. Now, something else you need to figure on before you get to sharpen these knives is how sharp do you actually want your sharp side of your knife. My personal preference is I want that knife as sharp as I can get it. I mean, I can shave the hair off my arm right now with that Post knife. That I want it razor sharp. For no other reason than, it's the same old deal. You're more liable to hurt yourself with a dull knife than a sharp knife, right? To me, a sharp knife is a lot more controllable. Now, if you're starting to get into it, maybe you don't want it super, super sharp. You kind of give yourself a little bit of leeway. But I prefer my knives to be as sharp as I can possibly get them. And like I said, with that hard steel, you don't need to sharpen them all the time. A lot of it is technique. And we're going to get into that in a second, right? So, obviously, like I said, this Necker's kind of the middle of the road deal. And you've got your real cheap, this is mild steel is all this is. It's not a good steel at all. with the necker, whenever I use the necker, I would probably sharpen that knife on a stone. I would probably touch it up, I would say 3 to 4 times a season, just to kind of give you guys a perspective. And that's doing, you know, 3 to 350 pelts a year, basically, you know. So anyway, just to kind of give it perspective, right? So first off, if you do have your knife and you want to get it sharp, understand this: the majority of fleshing knives out there are sharpened to a chisel point. I'll show you that chisel right there. That's just a run-of-the-mill chisel. But what I'm trying to get at is, you can see the chisel point is a one-sided bevel coming to a flat side. So I get a lot of questions. Obviously, you guys have seen, I sharpen all my skinning knives with a work sharp knife sharpener, right? So I get a lot of questions saying, hey, can I run my fleshing knife through the work sharp and sharpen it? And me personally, I say don't do that. I kind of go against that, right? This knife is designed to sharpen, you know, a double-sided bevel knife, right? Now, with the majority of your fleshing knives, the way you want to flesh is you want to flesh with that flat side, you know, like the flat side of this chisel against your beam, right? That way you kind of get that momentum going. You don't want to have that knife's edge that tends to cut in more. You want that chisel point. You know, and I've owned several knives. I've never had a fleshing knife come to me that was sharpened in any other way but a chisel type point. So that's how I've always maintained them, right? So you want to do that, and obviously, like I said, that work sharp, it removes a lot of material anyway, you know, which I don't think is great, because like I said, you shouldn't have to like be pulling a bunch of material off a fleshing knife. You should just be able to touch it up, right? So I do go against the work sharp. Honestly, guys, I use a sharpening steel, and I use a stone to do all of my fleshing knife sharpening and maintenance, right? You can touch them up. So another thing, just for those of you who don't know, you got to realize how a knife becomes dull basically is, you know, on a microscopic level, basically, the molecules or whatever in a knife, they come to a point, right? As that knife dulls, what happens is that starts to open up and separate, right? So all you're doing by sharpening it is just bringing that stuff to a point. And you can do a lot of that with a steel where you're not actually removing material, which will prolong the life of your knife and everything else, right? So anyway, I'm going to show you my little setup for sharpening, what I do here, but I want to talk real quick about maintenance first, because if you have a sharp knife, right, like I said, you shouldn't be just dulling it super quick. One of the biggest things that I see people do over the years is that they will put their knives up dirty, right? You got to realize, if you're trying to keep that razor sharp edge and you've been fleshing for a minute, you know, you've got gristle and fat and all sorts of stuff that actually gets on that edge of that knife. And if you put that knife up at the end of the night and let that hard fat get on that knife, you're gonna build up a layer, and you're gonna think that your knife's dull whenever really it's not. So, you know, a simple rag right here will do wonders. I wipe my knife off after every critter that I flesh, in between fleshing critters, and then at the end of a fleshing session or the night, I will take this rag and I will wipe down this knife, and I will get it completely shiny. That'll pull all of that membrane and fat and everything else off of that edge of that blade, and it won't let it get hard and you know, mimic a dull edge basically. So that's one big tip, right? You know, and I feel like, you know, if you go with a dirty knife, it's gonna feel dull. So anyway, let's get into sharpening here. This is how I sharpen my knives. Like I said, I don't use the work sharp. This is a stone. This is a run-of-the-mill sharpening stone here. I've got it embedded inside of a 6x6 here just to keep it, you know, kind of stationary. So let's do this necker, because like I said, I think that's what the most popular knife is out there, right? So a necker is no different than any other knife. You can see it has a chisel point. There's a flat side and a beveled side, right? Now what you want to do, at least in my experience with these knives, is you only want to sharpen that bevel side, just like you would a chisel. You run one last pass across the back side just to knock those fuzzies off, but your sharpening is on this front side of this bevel. So we've got our sharpening stone here. Now what I like to do is, you can see, you could set this up any different way, but this is my setup here. You know, and with that chisel bevel and these big two-handed knives, it's super easy to keep that angle. You really don't need a guide. So what I do is I hold this knife and I actually just work it down the stone just like I'm fleshing. That same slicing action, right? Now on the edges, you know, you can go back and forth, but traditionally this is just how I work it, back and forth, just like I'm fleshing. And it's real, like I said, it's real easy to keep that angle. And you can see right there that stone is working. And then right at the last end there, then what I'll do is I'll take a steel and I'll just run one edge across there, keeping that bevel, and I'll run one across the back. You know, and like I said, you can do this to different degrees of sharpness, but that will get you a good sharp edge. Even with these necker knives, with them being kind of that medium of the road steel. You know, the Steinmeyer's the same way. You can see it's got that nice chiseled edge there. You know, we'll run it just like that. I just work it just like I'm fleshing. Now this knife takes a little bit more work just because it's such hard steel. But I can tell you right now, that knife is razor sharp. You know, no different than the post. The post knife's the same way, obviously a chiseled edge. So just set that there on that stone. I just work it like so. That to me gets as good of an edge as you can get on the knife. You can see right where I'm working that edge, and then right at the end I just take my steel and I just knock them fuzzies off, and you've got a super sharp fleshing knife. So like I said, guys, that's about all I got. I didn't want to make this video too awful long, but I also wanted to kind of share with you some of the experiences that I've had with people, and I think a lot of it is in their maintenance. If you take this rag and you wipe that knife down consistently at the end of the day, you know, you're gonna maintain that edge, right? You shouldn't really need to sharpen a knife too awful much, right? Like I said, once, twice a season. I think a lot of it's just more in technique than anything. So anyway, that probably looks really great right there, doesn't it? That's 6x6. I just realized that, and I'm not gonna change it, guys. We're gonna leave it in the video. Anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you learned something, do me a favor, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you're new, consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. Leave me a comment as always, guys. I love reading the comments. I'm signing off for tonight, guys. I got some fleshing to do. Anyway, I appreciate the view as always, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.